Alright guys, I made a video about this little tool yesterday, but apparently in the editing process it deleted or erased some of it. Somehow the video started and just quit. So we're going to do it all over again. It's one of those induction heaters for loosening rusted nuts, bolts, etc. The kit comes with obviously the tool, and then it has a bunch of different sized heating coils for several different things. Of course, you're supposed to well, that one's all tied up with that one. You're supposed to have it not touch, so you want this to fit around like that. You want to have an air gap all the way around it, that way it works properly. Plus, if this insulation was to get tore and this copper wire touch whatever you heat, it'll short it out, end up burning up the machine, or no telling what, cause a rift in the space-time continuum. I think these are for making your own custom heating coils, I'm not sure. But anyways, I've let's see, I'm gonna find the smallest one. It may be the one I have on it. Oh, and I bought this on eBay. I'm not sponsored by eBay. I'm not sponsored by this company. This is something I've always wanted to get, and they're actually kind of reasonable now. I did pay a little extra to get this decent little case with it. I do like the fact that it's got this nice foam. It's not like styrofoam. It's actually like a solid structural foam to hold the tool and all the pieces, so it should work just fine. Yeah, that's the same size as the one I have in the machine. But what we're going to do, we're going to do a little review on it, and we're going to run this thing and heat up a piece of, I believe it's 5/16 solid rod. Nothing special, just some cold rolled rod. We're going to make a little, well, let's see, let's do it from this side since it's nice and straight. We're going to see about how long it takes to heat it up. And I say heat it up, but I mean heat it up to cherry red. So, obviously, when you get the machine, this is what it looks like. It looks like a big, giant handheld flashlight. You've got these two nuts you can loosen, and you can change out your tips. And in the end, it's got your two corresponding holes to insert that. You want to make sure it's all the way in where you can see. Whoop. I'm going to hit the button. And then make sure these nuts are good and tight. Then when you go to heat your nut or bolt or whatever, you want to just put that over. You don't want it touching. You want it around it. And I think if this thing had a smaller coil where it could fit that, it would probably be a little better. But let's set up the timer, and we're going to see how long it takes to get this thing cherry red. Let me get to my clock, stopwatch. Alright, now I'm going to hit the button. Well, let's go ahead and hit start. Alright, here we go. It don't take long. It's already heating it up pretty good. And like I said, I think if I had a smaller coil that fit around that tighter, it would probably go even faster. 20 seconds and I'm already seeing it starting to glow. 23. So 25 seconds approximately, and it's already cherry red. And you can just keep running it up and down. You could actually heat this enough to bend it. turn the light out. Yeah, you can still see it glowing. Let's try it in another area and do it again. I mean, this thing does not take long. There's a little bit of oil, and this end actually had that decal on it, so it's burning that off. There we go. 17 seconds, 18, 19, 20. So a good 20 seconds. And it's red. And like I said, this thing would be great if you had a nut that was rusted. You could just lay this over it, hit the trigger, and turn that thing cherry red. You could just turn it right off. It would either come off or it would snap. And in some instances, you just need to get the bolt and nut apart, and it don't matter. You're going to replace them anyways. I would if you're going to be heating it up like this. I just put a new nut and bolt in it. But if it's something that's bolted together and you don't care if you break the bolt, sometimes it's good just to heat it like that and just twist it in two. And then you get your parts apart and you're good to go. So, yeah, it's a mini inductor. It's an induction heating tool. I can't even talk this morning, but it doesn't weigh much. It's probably a pound or two, maybe 3 pounds. It's got an LED light on the end of it. So if you had a bolt that was, or a nut that was way down inside something, you could actually get one of these coils that this was on a 90, or you could probably bend it on a 90 and you could actually stick it down in the hole and heat it. So it's not something you're going to use all the time, but it's one of them things that would really be handy, especially if you didn't want to get a torch around it and risk burning or blowing something up. You could get that down in there and just heat what you're wanting to heat, because it won't heat anything else around it. Whereas a cutting torch, you're going to heat anything that flame's touching, and it's going to heat the area around it too. This is only going to heat what's inside of that. So hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's not a very long one, but it doesn't need to be. So, and again, I'm not sponsored by this company. I'm not sponsored by eBay. I strictly bought this with my own money because it's something I always wanted, and there's been several times I can use it, especially working on this old equipment where things get rusty and they stick together, and I fight them and round them off and end up cussing at them, and this would just be so much faster. Plus, you know how it goes. You could have 100 bolts, and I say this to everybody, and it's always true. You could have 100 bolts holding something together. You're going to get 99 of them out, and that last one is going to round off, break, some other thing. So this would be actually pretty handy. So thanks for watching, guys, and go check out my channel for other videos, and we will see y'all on the next one. Later.